You see, people take life to a different dimension. You understand me? But a Yahweh me seek and a Yahweh me serve, because him are the God of Israel, which are the true living God. You understand me? He's 360 degrees of knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. So what more they want to know? You understand me? Praise Yahweh, and everything in your life are going to be all right. You understand me, my brother? Trust me, man. Listen, Yahweh, send me an angel today, cast all my sins away, as I kneel and pray. Yahweh, send me an angel today, cast all my sins away, as I kneel and pray. You got to be strong, no matter what goes on. Hold up your head, some time to move on. It's not easy. Life is not easy. No matter what they do, they will laugh and talk with you, then turn around and try to hurt you. It's not easy. Life is not easy. Yahweh, send me an angel today, cast all my sins away, as I kneel and pray. Yahweh, send me an angel today, cast all my sins away, as I kneel and pray. As I kneel and pray. Yahweh, send me an angel today, cast all my sins away, as I kneel and pray. Yahweh, send me an angel today, cast all my sins away, as I kneel and pray. I am not ashamed to praise my Father's name. Put Major Riley in the Hall of Fame is not easy. Life is not easy. Life is in a mess. We have to do our best to alleviate the stress. The truth we possess is not easy. Life is not easy. Yahweh, send me an angel today, cast all my sins away, as I kneel and pray. Yahweh, send me an angel today, cast all my sins away, as I kneel and pray. Yahweh, send me an angel, as I kneel and pray.
Oh, Father, each day I pray you guide my way. And lead me not into temptation. Please deliver me, Yahweh. Ooh, yeah. Let me be strong in your word. Let your truth be heard. But you're my strength and my shield.
The Nation of Yahweh presents The Unfolding Light. Today's show is brought to you by Builders of the Highway Foundation, Yahweh Life Center, Neo Jazz School of Music, Yahweh Education Centers, and the Temple of Brothers and Sisters of Goodwill. And now for your host, Dr. Lud Yisrael.
Boker Tov and Shabbat Shalom, and welcome to the Nation of Yahweh's weekly teleconference, The Unfolding Light. I'm your host, along with my co-host, Sister Tamar, Boker Tov sister. Well, she's doing a little technical things right now, but she is here and back on the scene. And what a wonderful day to know Yahweh. What a wonderful day to see that Yahweh's plan is on schedule. Everything that we've been taught by the Most Honorable, Yahweh ben Yahweh, is unfolding in our face today. Praise Yahweh. Today on Unfolding Light, we'll have Who is Yahweh by the Most Honorable, Yahweh ben Yahweh. Directly after that, we have the keynote message from the Master Teacher, the founder of the Nation of Yahweh, the Most Honorable, Yahweh ben Yahweh. And directly after that, we'll have the part where we all take part in unfolding the light, and we call it Power Talk. And now for our prayer. If we will all stand and face the east with outstretched hands, O Yahweh, God of our salvation, save us, gather us together, and deliver us from this heathen, so that we may give thanks to thy holy name and glory in thy praises. Blessed be the holy name of Yahweh and Yisrael forever. O Yahweh, let them be confounded that persecute us, but let not us be confounded. Let our enemies be dismayed, but let not us be dismayed. Bring upon our enemies the day of evil, and destroy them with double destruction. O Yahweh, forgive our fathers for breaking your laws, and please forgive us for breaking your laws. Help us to never bring shame upon thy great name, nor reproach against thy works. For surely we have turned ourselves to thee, O Yahweh, trying to be upright. And as we confess our faults, please grant us protection against all of our faults. Cleanse us of our secret faults, and guide us to the best of morals. For surely our prayers and our sacrifices, our lives and our deaths, are all for thee, O Yahweh. Tefillah. Avenu Shabbat Shemayim, Yikadesh Shemeaka, Tavo Malkuteraka, Yad Zerizonka, Kim Bashemayim Kain Ba'aretz, Et Lekan Kukenu, Tain Lanu Hayom, Uslat Lanu, All Kartienu, Kimosa Sol King, Gamanatnu, Lakotiem Lanu, Veal Tevienu, Lade Nisayom, King Kal Senu, Min Hara, Kilaka, Hamamlaha, Veha Givera, Veha Tefieret, Leolame, Olamin Sila. We thank thee, O Yahweh, O living and eternal King, who has so mercifully restored our souls within us. So let everything that has breath praise Yahweh.
Remember that this is the morning of the third day, and I shall rise again. I am the resurrection. All of prophecy tells you that I shall rise again. It's all about that. Luke chapter 2, verse 34. No doubt about it. Again, I love you forever, bless you forever. I remind you once again, my associates are children of the light. That just brings laughter to my heart, to my soul, to realize that at last I have those of you that love peace. And I only want to be in the presence of those of you that love peace. I love you forever. Shalom Aleichem.
So who is Yahweh? Yahweh is a name that you should know because it's the duty of the Son of God to proclaim his Father's name. And here you have a whole bunch of people going to church, 400,000 churches, and they don't know the name of the Father. They say such silly things like, Father, God, help me. Both of them titles. Father is a title, God is a title. Who's going to answer to that? The purpose of the coming of the Son is to reveal the name of the Father. That's who he prayed to, our Father, and he called his name. He said, hallowed be, holy be thy name. How can it be holy to you and you don't know it? Interesting, isn't it? There are a lot more interesting questions than that about that situation. But when you begin to read your Bible, as I call this to your attention, you will discover from the Old Testament of Genesis all the way through Revelations, it's all about the name of the Father. It's all about his name. But somebody got you calling some other kind of name, other than the Father's name. And you don't know his name. And unless you learn his name, then you're never going to move from poverty to riches. And if you don't come into the knowledge of his name. Haven't you ever wondered why it is that you have the same God, have the same churches, and the same names that white people have? I mean, have you noticed? You do. Our people have the same, right? Isn't it strange how God always answers white people's prayers? And black folk prayers don't seem to be the same magnitude. You know, you say, well, I get my prayers answered. Well, why don't you ever get answered to be the ruler? I mean, you know, my people are always on their knees in front of white people asking white people to let them be accepted. Why do you need to ask white people for acceptance? Why don't you just ask God? Doesn't your God have enough power to make you accepted? Why can't you be the people that everybody else wants to be among? Why are you always running after somebody else to be among them? What's wrong with your God? Why do you have to go around always on your knees with your hat in your hand begging for a job from white people? Why don't your God just give you some jobs? Oh, I have to ask you some serious questions because white people move from poverty to riches every day. Huh? They come from Russia. They come from Europe. They come from England. They come from all over the world with nothing on the ship. Come and get in your neighborhood. Come with a buggy and a basket and a wagon and push it around in your neighborhood and move from poverty to riches out of your pocket. You live in the neighborhood and stay poor and just pray all the time. You prayed enough to rule all the world. So who is Yahweh? Yahweh is the God of the Bible. He's the God of the Hebrews. In the beginning, Yahweh created the heavens and the earth. Yahweh is the man that beat up on Pharaoh. Y'all remember how he put plagues in Egypt? That was Yahweh did that. Yahweh is the one that when Pharaoh got real sassy, he drowned him in the Red Sea. That's Yahweh who did it. Yahweh is the man that when Daniel refused to bow down to another nation and quit facing the east and praying, when he refused to stop praying to his God, which was Yahweh, they said, well, we're going to put you in the lion's den and starve them. Threw him in the lion's den. Yahweh locked the jaws of the lion. Lions could do him no harm. Rulers got scared. Came and got Daniel out and made him a ruler. Right? I just want you to know who Yahweh is. He made the sun, the moon, and the stars, all what you see and haven't seen. Okay. So who is Yahweh ben Yahweh? I am his son. I am his son. That's who I am. I am the son of Yahweh. I don't care who else is the son or who else it makes me no difference. I'm not here tonight concerning myself with who is the son of who. I'm the son of Yahweh. I have to tell you who I am. Yahweh is my father. I am his son. What makes me his son? What makes me Yahweh's son is I do not have a will outside of his. I have no thoughts, no ideas, and no program outside of Yahweh. You'll find that all that I ever do, all that I've ever done, and all that I'm ever going to do is found right in the Bible, and it's traced right to his will. No exception. I take no credit for all that I have built. It's all in his name. Yahweh. That's one of the things that make me his son. Also, I have no difference in his word. I only speak his words. Even the words I've spoken to you thus far, the principles of those words are all in the Bible. Every single one of them is found in the Bible. No exceptions. So I walk as he says walk. I talk as he says talk. I act as he says act. I do whatever he says do. I have no idea of doing it any other way. Those are the things that makes me his son. I obey his laws, his statutes, his judgments, his commandments. That's why I'm successful. He said in his holy word that if I obey his laws, statutes, judgments, and commandments, that he would make everything, all the works of my hand would prosper. So all the works of my hands, it's prospering. I'm telling you why. Now, what about you? You might say, well, if you're the son of Yahweh, can I be? Of course you can. Of course you can be the sons of Yahweh. Every one of you can be. Every one of you can be the daughters of Yahweh. All you have to do is like I do. Obey his will, just like I do. You automatically become. You believe on his name, then you have eternal life. There's no other name under heaven that you can be saved in other than God who created it. You can't be saved in no name but the name of the one who created everything. And he gave his son a name higher than all the angels in heaven. What's the name higher than all the names that the angels could possibly have? The Father's name. There can be no name higher than the Creator's. So the son has to come in his father's name. Just like if your name is Davis, then your father was named Davis. If your name is Smith, your father's name was Smith. My name is Yahweh, so my father's name is Yahweh. That's logical.
Know and rest your mind assured. Our eyes have seen his works before. And until my last days, 'tis Yahweh I will praise. Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh. I certainly like to thank the most honorable Yahweh ben Yahweh for coming to us and teaching us who is Yahweh as no one else ever could do. Praise Yahweh. Also, I want to thank the most honorable Yahweh ben Yahweh for teaching us our true history, which used to be the world's best kept secret. Praise Yahweh. And now a brief bio on the master teacher, the founder of the nation of Yahweh, the most honorable Yahweh ben Yahweh. Yahweh ben Yahweh came to Miami, Florida alone in 1979 to become the spiritual leader and founder of the nation of Yahweh. Although he took a vow of poverty that same year, within 7 years, he guided the nation and those who followed his teachings and principles to amass an economic empire in the greater Miami area and throughout the United States worth over $250 million. Under his direction, the nation of Yahweh has grown to encompass disciples, followers, believers, and supporters in thousands of cities across the United States of America and indeed throughout the four corners of the earth. The University of Yahweh, for which he has established the curriculum and for which he has received great acclaim in educational excellence, currently has locations across the United States. The moral teachings of Yahweh ben Yahweh is bringing about a change in the lives of individuals and causing them to take a different approach to life. This approach is based on the scripture which reads, "It is more blessed to give than to receive." Yahweh ben Yahweh continues to give. That which he is given cannot be measured in monetary wealth. Yahweh ben Yahweh has given the world the keys to success in life politically, educationally, economically, socially, and spiritually. And now, it gives me great pleasure to introduce the Grand Master of the Celestial Lodge, the architect of the universe, the blessed and only potentate, the founder of the nation of Yahweh. Ladies and gentlemen, the Honorable Yahweh ben Yahweh.
I'm building my kingdom with you who voluntarily receive me. Behold, I stand at your door and I knock. Some of you are sitting back in there, got your door all locked up, hollering out, who is it? I don't mind telling you, Yahweh ben Yahweh. And I'm calling out and saying, there's a terrible storm, it's a severe storm headed your way. And it's called the fall of Satan. And this is the time of Jacob's trouble. And you better believe those that did come back came with the rags in the pocketbook. And they put them on in here. And I knew not to say wear no white, boy. Any color you want to. Just come in, throw a sheet, wrap a sheet around them, and when we got ready to pass the word, took that sheet off, put on some jeans and tennis shoes. Anybody remember? See, you who are latecomers don't understand the thrills that I had. And the chills I had. More chill than thrill. Those were difficult days. I knew I came to a people that had no knowledge of good. I came to a people that when it came to understanding, they had none of it. And they were sottish, stupid. How do you make a stupid person wise? That's what I kept giving you. Law. I gave us 6 and 8 hours every Saturday. I give us 6 and 8 hours non-stop from morning to evening. I just law. I didn't interpret, I just read law. And I finally got somebody to get a little sense in here. And you that receive the perfect law of Yahweh are here today. Now, I don't mean to imply that everybody here today have received my law. But of you that did receive my law, that's why you're here today. And you've perceived years ago that the law is good. And you saw that the law is good for us. And you know, the more I begin to manifest how good I am, you can tell I didn't dare let everybody see how good I was when I came. I'd have been here by myself. 1989, I'd be all alone in the wilderness, crying my heart out. I had to come and be all things to all men. Yes, I did. And to you that were without the law, I had to appear as if I were without law. That's how I got you. That's why I came as the type, knowing I was the anti-type. I mean, check that out. See, I came as Moses. Oh, yes, I did. I told you, I'm Moses. I'm doing the work of Moses. And you did the You did the same number on me you did on Moses. I mean, I was trying to get you to exit Egypt, America, and your mind was steady on the flesh pies. And the real test was when I took chicken from you. I said, if I can get them to give up chicken, I'm going to make it. I knew I could get pork out of you pretty easy, but chicken? So I came as Moses, and you murmured. And you gossiped. And you backbit. Bit folk in the back. Some of y'all remember. Everything that was done in Moses' day in the wilderness, it was going on here. Then I went through my metamorphosis. And I began to let you see me evolve. But see, you thought I was changing. I was already what I am. But I knew a lot more folk was going to leave. So I had to look into the heart and see who was going to be able to accept the reality and receive good and learn how to be good and love good. And I've succeeded. Out of a world of bad folk, I have attracted some good folk. What does that make me? It makes me the reformer. What did you need? Reforming. You needed to become the opposite of what you were. So where you were completely broken down, I had to completely build your mind up. And I knew I couldn't just do it in a day. I knew I was going to have to do it precept upon precept. Line upon line. I knew I was only going to be able to give you goodness a little here and a little there. I knew that when it came to giving you the understanding of the word, that I couldn't give you the meat of it. I had to give you the milk of it. That which would be easily digestible. And I'm still giving you milk. And I know some of you think you're ready for the meat. I understand. Teach, Yahweh, teach. Don't understand the first word I started with 3 hours ago. And want me to keep building these books. I've said earlier tonight, you don't understand what I've said already. And I know you think you do. See, I know that. I know you really think you understand what I've taught you already. And I know, and I have some people in here as witnesses that know you don't know what I'm talking about. And there's some in here who know just enough to know that you don't know. I don't mean repeating what I'm saying. I mean for real. They really for real. Because see, I've spoken to the L and I've raised their consciousness just enough above yours for them to see what you need to see. And I'm here to help you see. I'm teaching the people without form how to reform. People without a mind, how to have a mind. So I'm covering 3 deep points tonight. There's a whole world on this planet without the knowledge of Yahweh. And I invite you to recapitulate and think on what is the condition of this world and America, since this is about all you know. America is but a capsule of the world. Looking at America, what is the condition of America without Yahweh? Chaos? Without form? Void? Utterly broken down? Wise to do evil? Sottish, foolish? Completely disturbed? Murder? They dissolve. Without structure. Is that the condition of the world? Of the people of America? Without Yahweh? Marrying, giving in marriage, drinking, drugging, getting drunk, being gluttonous, worshiping lust, worshiping materialism. I mean, absolutely worshiping it. Men loving men as if the men are women. Huh? Is that it? That's America. That's the world without Yahweh. And guess what? You were living in that world. When I came to you. And all of your religious leaders, educators and political leaders failed to reform you to Yahweh. I mean, they all failed. I said all of them failed to give you back your form, your original form of Yahweh. So we have proof of what happens to a people who turn their back on Yahweh. They become utterly broken down. They become foolish, sottish children, no understanding, wise to do evil, to do good, they have no knowledge, they are foolish and stupid. And darkness upon the depths of their mind. No light. A people sitting in darkness. Where? Isaiah 9:2. A people sitting in darkness. Genesis chapter 1 verse 2, you see all of that's an allegory. Huh? Shocking, isn't it? Read.
The people that walked in darkness have seen a great light. They that dwell in the land of the shadow of death, upon them hath the light shine.
Now, the earth is utterly broken down. You were in darkness. Because we have no knowledge of good, we're sitting around in captivity. Is that our condition? And in the beginning was the Word, And the Word created. The Word created. Is that who created? The Word created. And the Word became flesh. And the Word is the true light. So your minds were without form and void and in darkness. And you need the true light. Not a light, but the true light. So I have the job of coming into a dark world where people love darkness rather than the light because their deeds were evil. Where? Turn to John 3:19. This is why the world doesn't know me. And this is why you don't know me and did not receive me. You couldn't because you didn't have a knowledge of good. John 3:19. Read.
And this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light.
Men love darkness. I come to a people that don't just walk in darkness, that even though they see the great light, they don't want nothing to do with it. Man, turn the lights off, man. You ever gone to one of those parties? Huh? Music is slow. Lights down low. You got one of those slow records. Huh? That if you want to hear a war break out, let somebody cut on the light. I mean, it seemed like electric shock go through the room. Because as soon as the light go on, this movement takes place. Everybody jump back from each other. Man, who cut on the light, boy? Nobody dared keep on doing what they were doing in the dark. They call it grinding music. Slow grind. See, and no matter how young y'all look to be, you seem to understand what I'm talking about. Some call it slow drag. I mean, the foot be dragging, it don't be moving nowhere fast. It's kind of like it rooted down and it's just like, well, I guess I better move it a little bit. So we drag it around and keep on going. How many know about loving that darkness? See what I come to? Say, meet me at the club. Where you gonna be, baby? I'll be in the dark. I'll be in the back, in the booth, in the back, in the dark. Why do you want to be back there? Adultery. They wanted a chance to run if the wrong person came in that door. Deeds were evil, and my people did not receive me because their deeds were evil. And how'd you feel about darkness? Love darkness. Isn't that something? Be in chaos, can't see your way out of nothing. And love it. So here I am, the true light, come to my people with the light. And they won't receive me.
Go and rest your mind ashore. Our eyes have seen his works before. And until my last days, 'tis Yahweh I will praise. Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh. What a message. What a continuation of a message. Genesis 1 verse 2. And our minds were without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the spirit of Yahweh ben Yahweh moved upon the face of the waters. That's what he said. It took Yahweh himself to come in the flesh, as he promised, to reform that which was void and without form. And he said the whole earth was void and without form. That means that there was no knowledge of Yahweh in the earth. At least the knowledge of Yahweh was rejected. And then Yahweh's children rejected. That made it totally void, the earth. Because all other nations rejected not Yahweh. They know Yahweh. They know what Yahweh did to different nations. They chose not to follow Yahweh and choose their own God. That's what they choose. But when we chose the children of Yahweh, that made the earth completely void. We got a lot to talk about when we get to Power Talk. This was such a deep intellectual message. Praise Yahweh. But now a word from our sponsors. Greetings, family. Sorry I haven't posted in a while. I've been very busy self-publishing my new book entitled Ethics: How to Achieve Heaven on Earth. It has truly been a labor of love. I have researched and compiled wisdom over the last 32 years for this book, and now I present it to you. This book will truly enhance your life and change your perspective on the world today. Shalom Aleichem, family. This YouTube channel needs your help. As you know, good works in this world will never be monetized. So I'm asking that the supporters, followers, true believers, and disciples of Yahweh to help this channel to continue to publish the good works and the fame of the Most High, Yahweh. Praise Yahweh. How much do you love Yahweh? Put your money where your heart is and be blessed. And now, your video.
Praise unto Yahweh and Yahweh bin Yahweh. From the nation of Yahweh.
YahwehRadio.com. YahwehRadio.com.
Step on into
YahwehRadio.com.
Let nobody
turn me away from Yahweh.
YahwehRadio.com.
Yahweh ben Yahweh is a great God and a great King above
YahwehRadio.com.
Rescuing our future since 2004. From beginner to advanced. From melodies to mastery. From practice to performance. Neo Jazz School of Music, creating space for young people to express and to grow. Now with 2 locations, New Orleans and Miami. Enroll today at neojazz.org.
To enjoy perfect rest. To enjoy perfect sleep. To enjoy perfect peace. Primordial vibration. Subscribe today.
Yahweh Virtual University is now providing free weekly Saturday classes for students of all ages. Yes, you've heard that right. Our free Saturday Bible Fun classes allow students to create fun projects while learning Yahweh mathematics, reading, writing, and of course, amazing Bible stories. Click the link in the description below to see the correct age group and time students should join our free Bible Fun classes. We look forward to seeing you each Saturday. Praise Yahweh forever.
What do all these people have in common besides a beautiful smile, healthy teeth, and gums? They all use Zadi toothpaste. Zadi toothpaste is made with all natural ingredients. Zadi toothpaste is fortified with moringa and baking soda. Zadi toothpaste is suds-free, making it an excellent choice for kids. All natural, fortified, and suds-free. Get yours today at noystore.com.
Praise Yahweh. As we see, there's a lot going on with the nation of Yahweh. There's a whole lot of things going on that we don't see with the nation of Yahweh, but it's time for us to see it. It's time for us to see all of the things that our family is doing all across the country and indeed the world. Time for us to link up to each other, because nobody else had that problem with linking with each other. And what is very sad is that we are still have a degree of this darkness in our minds to where we can deal with and do business with all of the people, but we still have a big problem with doing business and dealing with each other. And we talking about the children of Yahweh, the nation of Yahweh, the people who love Yahweh ben Yahweh. We talking about those people who study and keep the law, statute, judgments, and commandments of Yahweh. What is the problem? Why are we able to work with Christians, Muslims, Jews? We work with, the white man, the yellow man, the red man. We work with anybody, any other group of people. We go to their jobs, we work on their jobs. We spend our money in their stores. We go on their cruises, on their vacations, and we rent their B&Bs and they hotel. I mean, I can go on how we do with each other. I mean, how we do with all other nations willingly. But when it comes to patronizing and supporting each other, we have a problem with that. Sister, I struck a nerve.
Well, praise Yahweh. What a wonderful message from the most honorable Yahweh, Ben Yahweh. I mean, just so eloquently laid it out for us. But one of the things that is most striking about this, you asked the question of what is wrong? And Yahweh Ben Yahweh said in this message, he came to a people who didn't know good.
Mm-hmm.
He came to a people with no understanding.
No understanding.
He came to a people who was sottish and foolish.
Foolish people.
And so he described what he had to do for us, for some of us to receive this light.
Right.
And we are here for his word today.
Mm-hmm.
He went through hours and hours.
He had to break it down, like you said, with, give us the milk.
Mm-hmm.
And see, some of us don't understand that what he was giving us at the beginning was milk. And there was deeper concepts that we couldn't understand. And then when he began to reveal the understanding a little deeper, some people get lost and think that other people is changing things, and they can't understand how it was line upon line, that precept upon, that means a precept is given, then you put another precept on top of that, that elevates that precept up just that much higher. So if you can't comprehend that and you're stuck on, well, he did this in 1982, and that's how we got to do it forever. When he clearly changed these things as he gave us more and more milk to get to the meat. But anyway, you were.
Yes, he said that he had to teach the law over and over and over and over. And that is what we are in desperate need of, is for us to be teaching Yahweh's law and living Yahweh's law.
Mm-hmm.
Those of us who received the law, Yahweh Ben Yahweh laid out that he is an example. He came as the type for us to be. He's what we are to become. And so what that means for us is there's a step-by-step process of us understanding what it means to be good and then inculcating that into our daily practice.
Mm-hmm. We had to be reformed.
Mm-hmm.
And
exactly,
because we was void and without form. Then he said there was three major things that he had to deal with. First of all, he came to a world that was without the knowledge of Yahweh. The whole world was without the law, statute, judgments, and commandments of Yahweh, right? Then he said his people who he is sent to was in a country, America, that was totally rejecting Yahweh, and not only Yahweh, just God in general. It's a godless society. The state is your God. You supposed to trust what the politicians say over your spiritual eye, over your spirituality, over your belief system. No, that's fine when there's no crisis, when we say there's no crisis. But when we say there's a crisis, you have to put all that stuff away and trust us.
And this is
that proved that. Go ahead.
And this is what's reflective in Isaiah chapter 9, verse 2. The people that walk in darkness have seen a great light. They that dwell in the land of the shadow of death, upon them hath the light shine. So you're speaking of we residing in this place, we in this land where there's complete darkness. And the light has shined on us. And those of us who we need to be really deeply understanding what it means that the light shined on us. And that is a real thing.
We got to put it to work.
We got to put it to work. And I made an observation, just something came into, Yahweh gave me something, I guess, in knowing that we in this land of darkness. The reason why the darkness is so dominant, when you think about how they've facilitated this darkness, you name these things called systems, the criminal justice.
Well, they did everything they could to extinguish the light, that great light. Go ahead.
So they systematically organized darkness, overwhelming your everyday way of being. Systematically implemented a way of darkness to be about how you eat, the way you sleep, the way you dwell, your water,
everything,
every element of your existence, that the darkness has been systematically implemented on you. So the children of Yahweh have to receive his light so we can eliminate this darkness from our lives, exterminate this darkness from our minds.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned the systems because, Satan has embedded himself in all people, all groups of people. Satan is there. Yahweh ben Yahweh said he was even here in the nation of Yahweh. He is even here in the nation of Yahweh. But see, people by their works, whether they be good, whether they be evil. That's just what the most honorable Yahweh ben Yahweh say. A person by their works, not by their talk, not by their facade that they put up in public, but by the substance of their work. So the substance of faith, which is a book by the most honorable Yahweh, talks about how it is a true tangible substance. When you have faith, it's not like something you can turn on and turn off. You either have faith in Yahweh or you don't. And when you don't, that's when that light, how he made that, analogy about being in the party in the dark and somebody come turn on the light. Oh, I turn that light off.
And the darkness try to scatter or fight you.
You want to turn that light, somebody to turn that light off because what you're doing in darkness, ain't good. Ain't righteous. That as long as the light is not shined on you, you feel you can get away with it. So when the light was shined on us, that great light, some of us was drawn to that great light. Some of us was drawn to the light, but they didn't want the light to be shining in their own lives.
And this is really a big piece of the puzzle, because when you say the light shining in our own lives, we got to understand Yahweh ben Yahweh said he is here to give form to those who have been without form. He is the reformer. His way of being, his moral behavior attributes is the process of us eliminating the darkness in our lives. We have to begin to analyze with the spirit of the law, like in Genesis 1:2, and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the spirit of Yahweh moved upon the face of the water. So this process of moving, Yahweh's spirit moving upon our face, cleansing us with these waters, is what we're talking about. We're talking about finding that darkness in everything that we do and removing it.
Well, that goes to Hosea 4:6 about, when it talks about my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. It didn't say we necessarily destroy for not having knowledge. It say because thou hast rejected knowledge. So Yahweh came with that knowledge that we was without, right? We were destroyed for the lack of knowledge. They took the knowledge of Yahweh away from us, and we were destroyed. We were enslaved. We were a people who want to have blonde hair, and people who want to spend hours and hours screaming because somebody else is doing well in their lives, making millions of dollars carrying a football down the field. We want to do all these crazy things, but the things that Yahweh commands us to do, we reject that. For all of the entertainment or all of the lifestyle of the rich and famous or whatever it is, the ghetto fabulous, all these things that we make up and we get into other than the law, other than peace and harmony in Yahweh's way. We have bought that lie of Satan to the nth degree.
I mean, it's
whatever that means.
But it is an extreme case, because I really appreciate how Yahweh ben Yahweh gives us context in all of this, because in today's message, he described when you look, he asked a question. He said, what is the condition of this world and America? Looking at the condition of America without Yahweh, what is the condition of this world and America? And these things that you're describing, as well as the systems that we are observant to.
Absolutely.
We're observant to, and we participate in these things.
The political system, the educational system.
All these things.
Oh, we can go on
He posed this question for us to seriously consider, because this really is about us gaining the proper understanding of receiving Yahweh's law, receiving the moral behavior attributes of the most honorable Yahweh ben Yahweh, and being those children
and living that.
Being that.
And that be your way of life. That's that knowledge that you destroy without. And the light is here. Don't reject this knowledge, because when you reject the knowledge, Yahweh say, I reject your children.
Oh, Yahweh.
Your children, the fruit. And if you wonder why your children gone bad, gone wrong, or in the wrong crowd, or caught up with the wrong people in the wrong situations, it's because you reject the knowledge. That's what the scriptures say.
And I just really, when we analyze what Yahweh ben Yahweh came and demonstrated to us as a people, as a nation, he even started the message talking about how he didn't care how you came. He just wanted you to get this word. And once you receive the word, you start behaving differently.
Then you became good. You started becoming good. And the ones who became good are the ones who seeking after Yahweh this day, and their children are seeking after Yahweh this day, because your children are blessed when you receive the knowledge of Yahweh to become the same as you, seeking Yahweh's wisdom and serving him in life, as opposed to all this stuff out there that, all these letters, all these organizations, all these political sides, all these wars and rumors of war, and they're gonna nuke us. All of these things that we don't have anything to worry about, because Yahweh, the name of Yahweh, is a strong tower.
Praise Yahweh. Well, it is that time that we open up participation in our segment that we call Power Talk. And we just sharing the goodness of our Father Yahweh in these conversations, and how he reveals his light to us.
Well, it's all good. You know how we got that saying, it's all good. But it's all good in Yahweh.
Yes.
That's what Yahweh is about, all good. And he commands us to be all good. So we have to study good.
Yes, sir.
We have to study righteousness. We have to study ethics, which I wrote a book on, which is coming out next month. But, hopefully you'll get it, and it'll bless you with the knowledge that I've compiled over all these years for that particular book. But it's all about good. And the whole book is about good. The whole message is about us returning to the laws of Yahweh, which are good.
And it's beautiful that Yahweh ben Yahweh was able to bless you with a system that is good to compile that information. That 10-step study method that Yahweh ben Yahweh gives us, really looking at how we deploy this work into our lives and become productive and active, producing people that are changing our ways from the evil, wicked ways that this society is giving us into the ways of Yahweh. So
praise Yahweh. When you think about it, it's all about, not only being good, but doing good works.
Yes, sir.
And we are open for our family to join the conversation. And we just want to reiterate the point, though, that, during our reforming process, it takes time. Yahweh said he knew he couldn't do this work in a day.
That's right.
He said he had to give us that milk just to get our attention. He couldn't give us everything because none of us would have followed it coming from where we were in our graves of ignorance. A prophet couldn't do it because a prophet can only say what Yahweh tell him. And he said it took a greater work. It took Yahweh himself to move upon the face of the deep. It took Yahweh himself to come to reform us. And he came.
Yes, sir.
And his word is here this day. It hadn't changed. We listened to it today. So now it's really our choice, family. Are we going to heed the word and live? Praise Yahweh, we do have a caller.
No, we don't, but I just want to let you know that if you want to join us in conversation, if you are dialed in, all you have to do is press *6 to unmute yourself. And we do have a caller with their hand raised. Sister, we're going to invite you to unmute yourself. Boker Tov, and welcome to Power Talk.
Shabbat Shalom, welcome to Power Talk.
Let us know if it's not. Okay, there you go.
Hello, can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am. Boker Tov, we can hear you loud and clear.
Boker Tov, praise Yahweh, being Yahweh. Good morning, Toda, for allowing me to comment. It'll be very brief. When I listen to Yahweh, being Yahweh's teachings, it is so relevant to the times, like right now. And I often wonder, like, so where, it's just so much we need to do. It is so much we need to do that after 30, 40 years, it's still relevant. We have so much work to do to get it to where it sounds like it doesn't apply to us and our settings. Like us as Hebrews, of course that doesn't apply to us, but to the world, it still applies even today, which means that, of course, his teachings are for our time, and also that we still have so much work to do to where we can start shaving off some of these problems one by one by fixing them as a community. So it's just, it always blows my mind how relevant I feel like he's talking to me and telling me you got so much work to do right now in this time. So it's just awesome. It's truly awesome for me, not having been there, but to feel like this is directly addressed towards me. So praise Yahweh, family. We got work to do. Toda for letting me share.
Praise Yahweh, we certainly do. I thank Yahweh for giving us all that message today through our sister Kagif, and just want to echo that. Yes, that's exactly
how we feel.
What's going on today. Okay, that message is for us, all of us here today.
That's right.
And we do have another caller.
Caller with your line unmuted. You are now live on Power Talk.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Power Talk.
Shabbat Shalom, family. Praise Yahweh. Praise Yahweh, Ben Yahweh. This is Sister Yokebed, Sarah Yisrael. And family, this is such a wonderful class as usual. And I just wanted to share the fact that it's very important that we understand and share with our family the fact that at this time, we are not able to get relevant, correct information from the world. And I'm talking about from social media. I'm talking from Google sites. Anything out there that's being pumped out is basically lies, especially in the areas of health. Okay. And as we all know, how to handle each other in the social realm. We already know that. But in the area of health, family, If you are going into Google right now and typing in things like, what are the health benefits of keto diets, or the health benefits of vitamin D or vitamin C, anything like that, most of the time you're going to get an erroneous information. So the books that we have within our libraries concerning health, what Yahweh Ben Yahweh gave us, our health book, our recipe book, all of those things are literally gold right now, because those are the things that we are going to have to rely upon in the years to come. There is a systematic breakdown of the truth. St. John 8:32 told us, Yahweh told us, ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. We are presently in a situation, in a condition that the world and those that have powers over the masses are eliminating truth to an incredible degree. And thanks to a video that our sister shared with us this morning, Sister Zabia, of a doctor who has thousands of views and has been healing thousands of people, and he's being banned. He's being, they're literally wiping his information out, and the algorithms are being changed so that the people do not get his information. And this has been happening for some time now, but today it is really getting to the point where it's very difficult to find legitimate truth and information. So just a warning, family, do not take what the media is saying at face value at this time. Do your own research, study like our Father told us to study, investigate everything, just like we had to investigate the situation that took place back in 2020. I won't even mention what it is, but we all know that required an extensive investigation before we did what they told us to do. So everything needs to be investigated by you. You become your own scientist. You become your own lawyers. You become your own researchers for the truth. Thank you, family, for letting me share. Love you all so much. Praise Yahweh, Ben Yahweh.
Praise Yahweh. I thank Yahweh for giving you the wisdom to share today, and for you sharing it. And family, I tell you, just to consider these words is just the understanding that, Yahweh taught us that the only way you gonna know is to study. You can't take anybody's word face value. Anybody's word face value. You have to go and study it. Do your due diligence so you'll know, not you'll believe, you'll know. And what our sister is talking about is right now in the information age, Satan is trying to corral the information to continue to perpetuate his lies. So there's a documentary out there saying that we wasn't meant to eat fruits and vegetables. Y'all heard me right. It's a documentary. I watched it.
What?
We turned it off 3 or 4 times, but we had to turn it back on to see the points and see if they had any substance. Because when you would go against Yahweh, when Yahweh say in Genesis, the herbs and the fruit of the tree shall be our meat, and then you tell us that, that's why all the herbs are bitter. We wasn't supposed to eat those herbs. We wasn't supposed to eat fruit. And that's documentary, and it had people that say, I'm a carnivore diet and all I eat is meat and I've been healthy all my, and see, the thing about it is, if you eat wild game or certain types of meat, you'll be much healthier than this processed food that you eat every day. The processed food, no matter vegan, trigan, or
Processed food in general.
Processed food in general is poison. The processing part of it, the preserving part of it, and all of that stuff makes it poison, period. So the truth of the matter is, it ain't about being a label like vegan. Oh, I'm vegan. I don't eat honey. No, that's a label that some hippies and stuff do to make money off of us. The reality of it is, Yahweh Ben Yahweh wrote a book, The Divine Dietary Laws, and he talks about things being good and bad. He talked about chicken today, how he knew it would be easy to get us off pork, but it would be hard to get us off chicken. Some of us still eat chicken. Some of us are still eating chicken. If you eat the processed chicken, it's like anything else processed. It's like the processed tofu. It's all poison. I mean, literally, the way they grow the chickens, the way they process the factory soybean that's not to be eaten that George Washington Carver genetically engineered for paint thinners and stuff like that. If you eat this stuff and calling it vegan, calling it healthy for you, you see, you have to study.
You have to have that.
And that's the point.
The 10-step study method as your process, because you go another step further and you find out more of what's bad about it. Then you go another step further, you find out more and more about why it's going to kill you. So Yahweh ben Yahweh blessed us with a system for moral principles. He gave us ethics, and he taught us how to study, and he taught us the law of Yahweh continuously. And so the takeaways, or many of the takeaways, is continue to study the law of Yahweh. Deploy 2 Timothy 2:15. It is important.
In your life.
In your life.
With anything.
With everything that you do. Where you live, where you decide to buy a home, could mean life or death for you here in this country.
Exactly.
We talk about places like Cancer Alley here in Louisiana, where Death Alley, where people are living literally near a toxic waste plant. Right. And they were there, but the plant moved in next to them.
Right. And we're not even talking about the community that was built over a toxic waste dump and that they trying to get money to be relocated. It's so many.
It's so many things
you have to study.
That we have to study.
Because those things are records, on the records, public records, but you have to seek them out. They don't seek you out. They won't be broadcasted on fake network news. And I remember 5 years ago giving a seminar about how the news was faked and it's all Hollywood, like the moon landing. They were talking about the most damning evidence about that being faked is that the picture came out the very next day and they hadn't even made it back to the earth. And they had a picture of them on the moon, hadn't developed the film. So, it's just things to lead your mind. Now, did they do it or not? Well, they'll never tell you for real, but then they tell you they can't get there.
That goes into what Yahweh ben Yahweh gave us here in Jeremiah chapter 4, verse 22.
Yes, ma'am.
For my people is foolish.
Foolish.
They have not known me. They are sottish children, and they have none understanding.
No understanding.
They are wise to do evil, but to do good, they have no knowledge.
So it's about you having knowledge to do good. Go ahead.
Yeah, and not be misled.
And not be misled by propaganda. We got to beat the Soviets to this and to that, so we're going to stage something. Whether we got there or not is not even the issue. Is that we beat them in saying that we did. And see, that's the problem. Because you never know the truth when you're dealing with Satan. He's going to lie on every level. Even if he did make it, he's going to lie and make you think he didn't. Then again, he'll lie and make you think he did. And it keep you confused.
Keep you confused.
And so you never know the truth. Now, Yahweh say the truth is the only thing that's going to make you free from Satan. So if you don't use 2 Timothy 2:15 to gain your freedom from his lies and deception, if you keep sitting around watching network news or even anything else out there without checking it out, there's nothing out there that you can listen to that you don't need to check out, check the validity of it. They got these apps going around as pronouncing people, guess who died today? And it'd be some celebrity, famous celebrity, and it'd be just lying.
Yeah.
I think I heard Eddie Murphy died yesterday. You don't want to know, you see these things, it's like, really? Will y'all please stop? Please. But they won't. It's to keep you confused.
Right.
Praise Yahweh. I can go on, but getting back to this message today and these points that Yahweh made, Yahweh said that this is what he had to deal with. He came to a people who were all, we all believed in America.
We all believed in Christmas.
We believed in Christmas. We believed in.
Well, not all of us, but it was
Well, I mean,
many
you
of
know what I'm
us.
saying. We believed in Santa Claus at
We
one
believed
point
in
in our
Santa
life.
Claus.
We were lied to by, I guess, our parents at one point and believed in Santa Claus. You know,
And when you speak to your, people that still observe these holidays,
yeah.
it's confusing of the investment that is made.
Well, I saw a picture on social media. I'm using social media to market, so I have to monitor it. I tell you what, it's an arduous task. But I saw a picture of a rabbit and Santa Claus fighting over who is our God, the Easter Bunny or Santa Claus.
Oh, wow.
Which one of them is our God? And it was a big picture of them fighting,
Oh, wow.
wrestling. It had me laughing out loud, as they say, LOL.
Indeed, LOL. But you think about these things like that, and they just really big commercial
That's it.
marketing ploys that are here to extract from you as a person
And to keep you from the truth.
and our people. Keeping our people in a set of behavior, controlled behaviors. These days are here, so people all collectively in mass volume go shopping. What kind of control is that on the mindset? You approach a season, and just like that, everyone is automatically
Black Friday, Cyber Monday.
directed to go shopping.
Shop. Wait a minute. Before that, it's Turkey Day. We got to get a turkey.
You got to go get your turkey.
Everybody got to have a turkey for dinner.
So it's these behaviors that we're talking about that, we're not in observance of that, but how many of our people have had those practices? And then what are some of the residuals from those practices that we may not know that we're carrying in our minds and our bodies?
Well, let me give you a very deep concept of war. See, in war, there's attacks and counterattacks. And so in this war of Armageddon, which is the war for your mind, the counterattack is our feast committee is about to begin to put out the knowledge of the high holy days of Yahweh 365 days a year. Everybody need to know the laws of Yahweh and his high holy days, like Easter, Halloween, Thanksgiving, Valentine's Day, and on and on. Like that. You should know Passover, Feast of Unleavened Bread, Feast of Weeks, Memorial Blowing the Trumpet, Day of Atonement. You should know these laws.
And this is that counterattack.
That's that counterattack.
Yes,
see, it's not a physical attack. But we do have another caller.
We do have a caller who had their line unmuted. We invite you to unmute and join us in Power Talk.
Shabbat Shalom. Welcome to Power Talk. Caller that might have been a pocket unmute.
Okay, well, if you did want to say something, do feel free to unmute yourself, and we will invite you in our conversation here.
So the counterattack.
Yes,
the
sir.
counterattack is spreading Yahweh's laws.
Yes,
the knowledge.
That's what Yahweh said he did, is he taught the law.
Law.
Exactly. And that's important.
And we have to live the laws openly.
Yes, sir.
We can't live the laws and hide, like you say, we go back out to spread the word, we put on them jeans and t-shirts. We don't want to look, we don't want to wear that white, we don't, and that's representative of us, not what we want to be in disguise most of the time.
And I'm just applauding those who are willing to take on that work. That's an exciting work and much needed element for our people and our nation as a whole, for the growth of our mind, the minds of our people.
It's important
around getting into practice.
It's important for us to maintain our culture.
Yes, sir.
Embrace the culture, is one wise person I know has coined the phrase. Embrace our culture. This is the superior culture, and it would be the only culture that is left standing when all of the chips go down. Yahweh's culture, the knowledge of Yahweh. All nations shall come up to learn from Yahweh's children of his law, which is our culture.
And Yahweh said that he set the tone for us today. He said that he has spoken to the L and has raised the consciousness enough for us to really go out and teach his word, teach the law, sharing the life of Yahweh, the lifestyle of Yahweh, so that the rest of the world can see good because they haven't seen it. They have to see it in us.
Mm-hmm. And so be strong and of good courage. You know how it is. Gazak Ve'imah.
I want to lift out a shout out or a praise Yahweh from the chat. Brother, that's, I think, Shalom family. I am Danya Yisrael. I'm on break at work and I'm listening, but praise Yahweh ben Yahweh. So praise Yahweh for you tuning in. We thank Yahweh for your consistency.
And we hope Yahweh is blessing you with this message as he is
Indeed.
blessing us. See, I heard the message over and over again, and every single time I hear it, I'm more enlightened by it. That light is shining brighter within me, on me, every single time I hear it, because it's the word. The word is transforming us, it's reforming us into those children of Yahweh, those gods that in the scripture talk about. I have said, ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High. What is that? Psalms 80, 80, what is that? 83, 82, 6. When you think about that, what does that mean? Well, Yahweh ben Yahweh taught us to study, and he taught us exactly how to get to the information and understanding who we are. When we allow that light to shine on us, in us, and from within us, that L in us have to shine and express that law in the flesh. As we go about our day, as we go about our walk, it's about the law.
It is.
Is that ethical? Is that unethical? Is this lawful according to Yahweh? Should I do this? What does Yahweh say about me doing this or doing that? You know, that law have to be in the forefront of your mind when you make all decisions, not some decisions, all decisions. And see, that's when you become, that light. You don't have time for the frivolous things of America,
it just don't
because
matter no more.
you look at those things and it's like saying, is that ethical? No. So why am I indulging in it just for fun?
And it goes back to that question that Yahweh ben Yahweh asked in this message. What is the condition of this world in America? It's hard. It is hell.
Hell.
It is hard to live in this world.
Mhm.
And so in reflecting on the wisdom of Yahweh ben Yahweh, going back to Matthew chapter 11, verse 28 through 30, he said, come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn of me, for I am meek and lowly in heart, and ye shall find rest unto your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. So
light.
This light that Yahweh ben Yahweh came giving us is what we still seek out to eliminate the darkness, all the dark systems that we've inculcated. We've inculcated so many dark ways that it's hard to even begin to understand. But our reality is Yahweh ben Yahweh came giving us this light, giving us the truth, giving us understanding, reforming us so that we can have form.
And the reality is spoken above in John 3:19. It says, and this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil. So now, anybody loving this darkness rather than the light, it's because their deeds are evil. When you have righteous deeds, you shine the light. The light can shine, and you welcome the light to shine, and hope that everybody else see us spreading this word and unfolding this light, and urging our family to adhere to the laws of Yahweh. Shine that light, see what's going on here, because that's what, spread that word all over, that the laws of Yahweh is going to elevate you, and it's going to save you. It is going to keep you safe and peace and harmony.
Indeed.
But if your deeds are not evil, shh, don't tell nobody.
Wow.
Right?
Right. So,
Praise Yahweh.
we needed a true light, and Yahweh saw fit to give us our true light, which is Yahweh ben Yahweh. He gave us a way of being that is outside this existence that we see that's happening here in America. He gave us a way of thinking, a mindset that's above and beyond the things that we experience here on this earth. He elevated our consciousness so that we can see the truth about the food system.
Exactly.
He gave us our consciousness so that we can see the truth about how we educate our youth. He gave us the truth so that we can understand how to behave in this political system.
Right.
He gave us the truth on how we receive and inculcate information, because he knew and understood ahead of time that they was intentionally misinforming us.
Absolutely.
Putting out a campaign against the light.
Mm-hmm.
He gave us the 10-step study method as a counterattack to this misinformation campaign.
Absolutely.
We have to deploy that 2 Timothy 2:15. So family, this is the time. This is the time for the children of light. He asks us in one of a snippet that you put in here, or he says the world shall be full of the knowledge of Yahweh. That's a scripture.
Right.
And so what that means is the people, he's putting the wisdom out in us. We are that knowledge. We are that truth of Yahweh when we take on Yahweh's laws.
You have to be the word walking around.
We have to be
That's
exactly what Yahweh ben Yahweh became.
He raised us up as scholars to be the word walking around. I remember when I first encountered a member of the nation of Yahweh, the first thing I thought was, wow, how much Bible they know.
Wow.
Everything we spoke of, there was a scripture concerning it that said it in order. And it was like, wait a minute, something is either right about this, but something is definitely different. I've never seen anybody who knows so much Bible in my life. I've talked to pastors, I've worked for TV evangelists, and I've asked people, the deacons and whoever else that's supposed to know, the Bible study teachers, and they had no knowledge. And then here come these brothers in the hood walking around that can expound so deeply about the scriptures. I'm like, what is this? I had to be led. I had to be led to that great light.
Praise
you are not a nigga. That's the first thing he told me. And I was like, okay, it's something real about this.
And didn't that phrase alone change your behavior?
Change your behavior.
That one precept all by itself changed the whole way of being for you.
Family, I'm gonna drop a jewel on you today about this devil, and it's time we end. But I post teachings of Yahweh ben Yahweh on the social media app TikTok, and one teaching was taken down or silenced or whatever. And now if you watch TikTok, all the comedians speak of the N-word, we'll just say it like that, the N-word all the time on there. But Yahweh ben Yahweh said, you are not a nigga. And he taught that, what a nigga is and that you're not a nigga. And that was the only teaching that was, we can't say that, community guidelines. You can't teach Black folks they're not a nigga on our platform. Just wanted to throw that out there. Family, we are at the end of this. We pray to Yahweh that y'all get a whole lot of wisdom from this offering of unfolding light, and that you see us back here next week, same time, for the next episode of Unfolding Light. That brings us to the end of this episode of the Unfolding Light. Please join us next week for another episode of the Unfolding Light. And now, if everybody will stand and face the east with outstretched hand, as we close out this episode with a prayer, the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew. Tefillah. Avenu Shabbat Shemayim, Yikadesh Shemeaka, Tavo Malkuterka, Yadze Rezonka, King Bashamayim came by Aretz, Elekan Kukenu, Tain Lanu Hayom, Uslat Lanu, All Cartienu, Kimosa Soul King, Gamanatnu, Lakotiem Lanu, Veal Tevienu, Lade Nisayom, King called Senu, Min Hara, Kilaka, Hamamlaha, Veha Givera, Veha Tefieret, Leola May, Olamin Sela. We thank thee, O Yahweh, O living and eternal King, who has so mercifully restored our souls within us. So let everything that has breath praise Yahweh. And always remember, Yahweh loves you, Yahweh Ben Yahweh loves you, and so does the nation of Yahweh. Shabbat Shalom, family.
Thank you for joining The Unfolding Light, presented by the Nation of Yahweh. If you have any comments or questions, please email us at info@thenationofyhwh.com. Follow us online at thenationofyahweh.com, theunfoldinglight.com, and at yahwehbenyahweh.biz. Get social with us. Follow the Nation of Yahweh on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and Twitter. Also, do remember to pay Yahweh and yourselves first and don't touch it, as instructed by the Honorable Yahweh Ben Yahweh. You can send your tithes, donations, and offerings to the Nation of Yahweh at P.O. Box 555-115, Orlando, Florida 32855. And be blessed continually, according to Malachi chapter 3, verse 10. Praise Yahweh. Shalom, shalom.
Stop your crying. Stop your crying. It's gonna be alright. Stop your lying, children. It's gonna be alright. Stop worrying. That's this wording going on. It's gonna be alright, man. Cause you see, Yahweh Ben Yahweh is here now. Well, he's a man with a wonderful, wonderful life. You'll be praying all night long. Well, cause you see, you don't know if you're going to get up in the morning now and lose your home. Well, cause you see, I got all these children going on, and I don't want them to starve. And that's why you got to go and bow down to somebody who ain't God. A man on your job. Well, yeah. The mighty God is here now. The Son. I'm talking about the Son, Yahweh, Ben Yahweh. So you can quit all this foolishness and going on, but we living in a brand new day. Well, stop your moaning. It's gonna be alright. Stop your groaning, children. It's gonna be alright. Stop your crying. You don't have to have no more kids. But you see, Yahweh, when Yahweh came, round about dawn this time, it's short now years. Well, stop your begging. It's time to do your part. And quit being lazy, my children. That it's time to stop. Stop doing what you want to do. And start doing the things you're supposed to do. Get up off of your knees and be so good. Study real hard because he said, you know you could, well, be the way he wants you to be. Because he said he know you can. He want all the sisters to join together and be woman, and all the brothers to be man. And I know that everything is gonna be alright. Well, early in the morning, good time, it's gonna be alright. I wanna tell you that sometimes you get lonely in the evening time. Just call his name and